My project is called Simulation, and it's an interactive painting. The way that I made it was, first I painted it, and then I took a photograph of it and scaled that photograph and projected it back onto the painting so that it appears to sort of melt and do other strange kind of somewhat psychedelic things while you're looking at it. People, when they look at the painting, have said that it's trippy. They've also said that it's kind of frightening, and I take that as a compliment. I see it as being sort of intense, and that sometimes things that are intense are experienced as being frightening because they're unfamiliar.
My name is Mike Stein, and my project is called Empireville. Now, Empireville is this idyllic town in middle America, kind of a Norman Rockwell type of place. It's a wonderful town, but the people of this town are terrified of seeing towns just like theirs getting destroyed by big box retail and cookie cutter tourism. They really want to keep the soul of their town together. So their solution is to open up a stock market. They've opened up every store on their main street to public investment. Everyone in America can get invested in Empireville. The way people get invested and start playing on the Empireville stock market is to pick up their cell phones. No special hardware, no special software, just a phone and a dial tone. And they call up the Empireville stockbrokers and they start buying and selling stock. And so all you need to do to be able to play Empireville is have a phone and a dial tone.
My name is Matt Korba, and my project is the Misadventures of PB Winterbottom. So PB Winterbottom is a villain with a heart of gold, and has many misadventures. Basically, he's strolling along one day and he steals a pie from the baker. The baker also happens to be a mad scientist. In this particular misadventure, he manages to break the time-space continuum. It's a game that sort of plays with time in a non-conventional way. So in the game, the players granted the ability to record themselves. So everything you do in the game you can record, and then you can interact with those time clones. So you can, stack yourself on top of yourself, you can fight yourself, you can use yourself as a platform, you can run on top of your head. And all you do is try to get pie. But to get that pie, you have to break the rules of time and space as we know it.
I am Scott Gillis, and my project title is Heist. Heist is an interactive game installation piece. The goal of the game is to have a group of people who are acting as thieves break into this vault and steal a prototype. They have to avoid different types of traps and security devices, so they have to go through an air duct to sneak in, then they have to avoid a laser array system and some motion detectors. They have to crack a safe by turning safe dials and putting in the right key code numbers. It's different from a video game because it's very physical. So there's the whole physical aspects of being able to climb on things, through things, touching things, and that's a big deal. And I think that really puts you in a space more so than the environments of video games, which are usually very complex, but you never actually get to feel them. I like making worlds, and I wanted people to really experience them, and it's hard to do that in a video game.
My name is Paul Beleza, and my thesis project is Mungeon. Mungeon is a game where users can create their own dungeons, publish them live, and let their friends play through them. Classic kind of fantasy style dungeon where they're literally creating their own tile pieces, laying down their own traps, laying down monsters, and laying treasure, hiding that treasure. It utilizes a micropayment model, which is a kind of new business model in games that's been used in Asia for a very long time. In Mungeon, you can buy everything that you can play the game with, so that includes tiles for the environment. You can buy monsters, which is the biggest sell. These cute little mungies that are vicious little animals that are also very cute. The game is free, but you can buy new monsters if you want to, or you can just play with the free set and just enjoy the game that way.
Anthony Coe is my name. Project is called C Drive. The basic idea behind C Drive is you'd be putting video cameras facing forward on cars, tying that in with GPS, so that if you have a line of cars, the person sitting in a car can jump forward ahead and view the traffic conditions that are occurring in front of them. I've had 5 machines out driving at once, just to get a feel of what it might look like. A user sees multiple planes of videos representing cars either in front of them or to a parallel, in a parallel road or something like that. They can flip through the multiple planes like they're jumping forward, kind of embodying somebody else's car almost, embodying their viewpoint, maybe looking into the future and jumping from, like a skipping stone, jump from car to car to car.
My name is Victoria Moran, and the project is called The Unseen. The Unseen is an experiment in interactive fiction where the player is able to physically participate in the narrative and become a character in the world. The main character, Milan, will communicate with you through the headphones. You can communicate back with him using these cubes that represent words. Each of the areas is represented by a statue. The way that you communicate with Milan is by placing these cubes onto the statues to show him what to do and where. I wanted to tell narrative in a different way. I wanted to be able to tell narrative without using heavy graphics and to be able to let the player become involved in the narrative.
My name is Jesse V. Hill, and the name of my project is Original Fin. Original Fin is a game. Basically, really, it's a trick that is showcasing a engine that adapts the story inside the game. So, depending on the ordinary sort of choices that you make, this is completely invisible to the player, but anything that you would do in a normal game, it starts to make a profile for you and adjust the story accordingly. And it's intended to be disarmingly cute at the beginning. There's no way to avoid the fact that you're going to kill an office full of people when the game is over. How you do it and whether or not it was something that you consciously chose to do or something that you were forced to do or something that you were tricked into doing and thought you were just playing a game, those are all based on the story architecture changing and adjusting itself.
Hi, my name's Garrett Rodrigue, and this is Project Energized. Project Energized is a game in which the player explores 4 unique scales inside of a 2D game space. The 4 scales of this world are the atomic scale, at which the player starts at, and they progress out to the DNA scale, the cell scale, and finally a flower scale. So one thing the player needs to do in this game is they need to move back and forth between the 4 scales of this world. At the atomic scale, the player collects energy, which they can use to infuse into elements inside of the whole world. At the largest scale, the player can see the flower as a whole. At the DNA scale, this is where the player would put together individual molecules into the DNA strands, which will shape the petals of the flower accordingly.
My name is Mike Brazil. My project's called Ragnarok. Ragnarok is an action-adventure platforming game which you take the role of a Viking warrior musician. And so what we do is we combine music from like heavy metal using a Guitar Hero controller while fighting off enemies, casting spells and so forth, and solving puzzles that are musical in nature. Then there's the other characters that we have in there. A Valkyrie, who instead of riding a winged horse, she rides a flaming motorcycle. There's the King of the Gods, who's more, instead of the full beard, he just more needs a shave.
I'm Jorge Mora. My project is Multicultural Videos, an interactive online museum at multiculturalvideos.org. So my project is about sharing creativity, about the phenomenon that happens when 2 or more people come together to do creative collaboration. It has 2 main applications. One is the online video gallery, where artists from all over the world, they can upload their videos to promote themselves, giving their contact at the end of the videos. And the other main part of the project is the Remix Festival, titled Art Without Borders. So people can remix the database that artists provide, so to create a new level of creativity in remixing previous artworks with a new meaning.